You are welcome to the Messiah channel. We are an end time channel. I want to remind members that we'll be starting live stream very soon, and I hope that the live stream will allow us to interact, to promote the gospel of the end times. And today our message is focused on the event that happened in the United States, cancellation of flights in the United States. As you are aware, it started in Florida, I believe, and it was extended to other parts of the United States. Was it a case of technical error, a hitch, or was it something serious behind it? I watched a video by New York Prepper, and he has been focusing on the tension between the US and NATO, and in his opinion, it was just a nuclear exercise that was planned. That's why air flights were grounded in the United States. So that's why I'm asking this question. The cancellation of flights in the United States, was it due to a technical error, or was it as a part of a nuclear war exercise that took place in the United States? According to New York Prepper, the cancellation of flights gave an opportunity for the US to practice nuclear war, impending nuclear war with Russia. And as we're talking about nuclear war, we need to look at what is happening in this world, particularly with regard to the threat of nuclear Armageddon. Number one, Russia has actually redefined her strategic nuclear doctrine. Putin is saying that Russia will consider first strike. And so first strike is an option. When a nation engages in first strike, it means that the nation reserves the right to use preemptive strike. And when nations adopt first strike nuclear doctrines, it's very destabilizing because it causes fear and panic among other powers. The first strike is intended to decapacitate the enemy. And so, as we are living in a world where both powers are contemplating first strike, nations have to practice nuclear warfare. And so the grounding of flights in the United States must be considered in light of the changing nuclear doctrines, both in Russia and also in the United States. You have to remember that even some American senators are saying that the United States should strike Putin. And so when you see the US conducting nuclear exercises in Europe and also practicing nuclear warfare inside the United States, you should not be surprised. If the US conducted nuclear exercises, that's why air flights were grounded in the United States. You must look at it in the context of what is happening in the US now. Ukrainian soldiers are now being trained inside the United States. They are being trained to give them the technical know-how to operate American weapons, particularly the Patriot missiles inside Ukraine. As you are aware, the US has spent billions, almost close to $100 billion to Ukraine to help Ukraine fight war for Russia. So we have to see the war between Ukraine and Russia as a proxy war between US and NATO and Russia. So it's a NATO-Russia war, but it is being fought on Ukrainian soil, and the proxy war can escalate. And if that escalation comes, then we'll see direct confrontation between Russia and NATO forces. We also see tension going on in Iran and Israel. And since Netanyahu became the prime minister recently, you have seen tension going on between Iran and Israel. Netanyahu has contemplated preemptive strike on Iranian nuclear facilities, and now that he has been given opportunity to be prime minister again, there's a possibility that that agenda could come to the table. Preemptive nuclear strike, preemptive strike against Iranian nuclear facilities. And what would be the implication? You also hear Iran pulling her muscles. Iran is talking about moving warships close to the Panama Canal. So when you hear Iran planning to send warships to the Panama Canal, you just have to remember that Iran is challenging the military hegemony of the United States. You also have to notice that we are in perilous times, and the book of Timothy talks about perilous times in the end of days. When United States is engaged in nuclear exercises, you also have to consider the context and the times that we are in. We are in 2023, and in 2023, everything is possible. Apart from the Russian-Ukrainian war, you also see the potential of war around the Taiwan Strait as China prepares to liberate Taiwan by force. It's an ideological war. It's also a political war, but it's also a prophetic war, because I believe the United States is the Babylon spoken of in the book of Revelation, and there have been numerous prophecies about China attacking the United States, and there has also been prophecies about Russia attacking the United States. One of those prophecies is the prophecy that was given by Dimitri Duduman, a Romanian pastor who gave that prophecy in the 1980s. I also have to remind you that I've seen visions about Russia attacking the United States. I saw a vision in 2017 where there was Rapture and Tribulation. I saw on a big TV screen the words Rapture and Tribulation. And during that vision 2017, I had a feeling that the rapture and the tribulation will come after a major event that happens around the world, an event that has global impact. And during the time in 2023, in January 2023, second week in January 2023, when flights were canceled in the United States, according to New York Prepper, there were 4 nuclear command planes in the air. There was also 1 presidential doomsday plane in the air. If there is nuclear war, the command planes will have to be in the air to command U.S. nuclear forces. They cannot be on the ground for fear of being attacked. In the same way, the presidential doomsday plane has to be airborne in order to avoid any attack. So we are witnessing apocalyptic events, and when the U.S. is practicing nuclear war in the air and grounding American flights, it gives a sense that we are very close to nuclear Armageddon. And so I recall the vision that I had in 2017, a vision about the rapture and tribulation after a major event that occurred in the world. I don't know what the event would be, but you have to remember that when flights are canceled in the United States for the purpose of the U.S. conducting nuclear war exercise, it means they know of something. They will not tell you. They will not tell you. The leaders have their bankers. The president has a doomsday plane. The rich people have their own bankers. Your only banker is your salvation in the Messiah, Yeshua, by repenting and accepting the gospel, by awakening yourself that we are not living in normal times. We are in 2023, and if you see American government canceling flights inside the United States to do nuclear war exercise just in the first 2 weeks of the first month in the year 2023, you should know that we are living in perilous times. 2023 is 7 years away from 2030, the target date for the New World Order. I will not be surprised if the New World Order elites will sacrifice the United States in order to bring in the New World Order and bring the Antichrist. We are living in the end of days. You have to remember that these elites, the agents of the New World Order, will even gather the kings of the earth to wage a final battle against the Messiah in the battle of Armageddon. And if they will do that, why will they stop initiating a nuclear war that will destroy the United States? Thank you for listening to this message. And I'm reminding you that we are going to start a live broadcast so that we'll be able to propagate the gospel and awaken the world as we approach the end times. We're already in the end times. We're approaching the hour of judgment and the hour of salvation. If you're watching this video, we are living in the end times. And when you see American flights being grounded all over the country, don't be fooled. Thank you for this message.